Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. I'm Ian, the Off-Kilter Crafter, and I hope you're having a great day today. I had technical difficulties. If you didn't notice, for those of you who were in the live event, I just spammed it with a whole bunch of links to this live event because for some reason there was a technical issue and it was not broadcasting. I did a whole intro and I was greeting everybody and saying hello to everybody, and unfortunately not a single person saw that. It all is lost out in the ether somewhere. I don't know what happened, but hi everyone, it's Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter, and I'm joined by a special guest. Mr. Dexter is back again. Hope everybody's having a great day today, and I hope that everybody was able to catch the link that I have moved over to this one. So I'm hoping that everybody is catching the link and they're able to head over into this one. It looks like I hopefully caught everybody and everybody's getting moved into this one. Nancy's here, Carissa is here, Jewel is here, Teresa's here, Jackie's here. Hello everybody. Let others know, if you happen to know somebody else who typically watches me on Sunday afternoon, let them know that we're over here now. I will clean up all of this after we finish the broadcast today. I apologize for the confusion. Yeah, it was a little technical blip there. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop is here. Woo woo! What you doing, Mom? How are you? So excited that you joined us today. I know, I'm puppy sitting. I'm so glad that you found me, Samantha. You're playing peekaboo. I know, sorry, I apologize. Melania found me as well. I'm so glad that you did. Mary's here. Good morning. She says, okay, whew. Woo! All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry for the confusion. I thought I had everything ready to go, and apparently not. Anyways, so we are, oh, Dexter, sit up there where everybody can see you. Place. Dexter, place. Dexter, place. Okay, good boy. Good boy. I feel like I am in the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop today because we got a, oh, okay, all right. Well, he's going to go sit under the coffee table instead of the nice pedestal that I had for him right here. Oh, wow. Danelle says, so loving the vibrant, beautiful colors of your shirt, Ian. Thank you so much. It's a Target special. Love Target. Love Target. Samantha is here. She's saying hello to Laura Lynn. I know, Donna, he is such a sweetheart. Although he does I had a whole pedestal for him right here, and he just, it's like, no, I'm going to go sit on the floor where nobody can see me. Camera shy, I guess. Auntie L says, time to sew and my first cup of coffee. Excellent. He is a beautiful dog for sure. And I apologize that I'm going to be looking down here today. This is where all of my comments are. It's also smaller than normal, so I usually put it up on my big screen TV so that way the comments are nice and big and I can read them easily, but they're going to be over here today and a little small. So, anywho, welcome everybody to Sunday. I'm so glad that you found me. I'm so sorry that I had to move around. If you're catching this on the replay, I apologize for having to cover all that since that didn't really affect you. All right, let's talk about a few things. First of all, cotton cuts, puzzle mystery quilts. We have the clue number 7 for Village Green. That just shipped on Friday. My video will come out on Monday, tomorrow. So my video for clue 7 will be out tomorrow. You'll be able to catch what's going on with clue 7 of Village Green. Carnival, on the other hand, Carnival shipped its first clue, at the end of July. I almost said January. July. Unfortunately, typically what happens is Cotton Cuts gets the creator boxes to them earlier, so that way they can prep and get everything ready for sewing clues, especially for my videos where I try to release them after the weekend when everybody's starting to get their clues, so that way you have a tutorial video with the clues, so that way you kind of know how to put it together if you get stuck or lost. Unfortunately, Cotton Cuts was not able to get the creator boxes, the ambassador boxes, that's the word, the ambassador boxes out before all the rest of the boxes went out, and they are running a little behind on getting boxes out. So my large petting zoo box will be getting in tomorrow. So sometime this week I will have my next clue up, but unfortunately I just don't have, I can't sell what I don't have. So I wasn't able to get it up and ready to go when Clue 1 came out. So if you need an instructional tutorial for Carnival, that will be coming this week. I just don't have it yet and have to wait until my box gets to me. So hopefully that'll be here on Monday and I can get that video turned around pretty quickly and get it out there for everyone. So Pat says, howdy from a very hot Houston. Hello from an equally hot Dallas-Fort Worth. It is so hot up here. So glad my friends have a pool because it makes life a lot easier for sure. It makes things nicer. Joan says, hi Ian and everybody, beautiful dog. We are having 2 grand dogs for the next week. That's fun. That'll be nice. I would love to get a golden retriever. That's the hope at some point, is to get a golden retriever, but not while I'm living in an apartment. So I know Sylvia is looking shiny. I do need to get do some polish on her. I bought the kit to do polish. I just haven't actually done it yet. I need to sit down and do that. Nancy said, I got my Carnival petting zoo. That's great because that should mean that mine comes in the mail tomorrow. Speaking of cotton cuts, I received a wonderful surprise. This is the Cotton Cuts. I'm trying to not reflect the light too much here. This is the Cotton Cuts Stich-it Box. I think this is the middle size. They come in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. I don't remember the official name that they come in, but there are pre-cut fabrics in here, and I have to give a I have to give a giant shout out to Katie of Living in Greenland. I think her YouTube name now may have changed to Quilting in Greenland. Katie, if you're here, let me know if that's true. She had heard me talk about this box on my live stream because it was a Tula box, and as y'all know, I love Tula Pink, and so there's lots of Everglow and goodies in here, and it is a pre-cut box, so there's pre-cut pieces in here, and it's kind of like a choose your own adventure. You get to choose what pieces and how they arrange, and you just kind of freeform with them. So don't have to worry about cutting the fabric out. It literally is just kind of choose your own adventure on how you want it to sew together. So today, I can't talk today. I don't know what's happening with me. So today I'm going to be using a Stich-it kit because I've never gotten one before. Katie was kind enough to send it to me, and she said, Dear Ian, I hope you enjoy your little Stich-it surprise. I know how much you love Tula Pink. From Katie of Living Greenland. So thank you so much, Katie. I really do appreciate this. Was a wonderful surprise. And we're gonna sew some pieces today and kind of see what we can make. I also got a enamel pin in this one as well. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, there she is. Happy Snoopy dance seeing Ian getting ready to sew this. Thank you so much, Katie, for sending this to me. It was a wonderful surprise when I opened up my mail because I got a Cotton Cuts package and I was like, oh, this must be Carnival. And I opened it up and sure enough, it was not. And it was actually the Stich-it kit. Now, if you want to get involved with a Stich-it kit, you can go over to the Cotton Cuts website. If you're watching this video on replay, by now I've put the link to the Stich-it kit link down in the description below. If you are currently here, the link will be, you can come back and get it later, or if you go over to the Cotton Cuts website and type in Stich-it in the search bar, you will be able to find the Stich-it boxes that they offer, which come out on the 15th of every month. And they're kind of a limited release because they choose a selection of fabrics, and then when that box is gone, it's gone. They don't typically restock. There's been a couple of restocks, but typically they don't. So let's take a look at some of the pieces. I'm diving into the box here. We've got our pink elephants from Everglow. Greenland Quilter, that's what I thought. I thought she had kind of changed her name up a little bit. We got some of the lions. That's okay, no worries, Katie. I figured you had changed your name because it was one and then yeah, no big deal at all. We got some triangles. We have some more triangles. This is the hippo fabric. Flicky Chicky is around, but gotta wash 2 dirty dogs. Those dirty, dirty dogs. Thankfully, I don't have to give this dog a bath. We got some of the yellows. I'm gonna try and organize these a little better on my tabletop so that way they're easier for me to grab. We got some squares of the yellow. We got some squares of the, I think this one's fairy flakes or fairy dust. Maybe, I think that's fairy dust if I remember correctly. We have some larger triangles of 2 different kinds of fabric here. Let's put that. So these are larger half square triangle pieces. Put that there. We have some more large triangles. I'm just kind of pulling these out onto the tabletop because I want to see what all I have in here before I start diving in and figuring out what I'm going to sew. Some more fairy dust. And then we have some rectangles. We've got some rectangles. Thank you so much. Guys Craft 2 says, Ian, I love your featherweight. I do too. She is a 1948 featherweight. Got our, oops, it's upside down. We got another bar, rectangle, whatever you want to call that. Dexter, place. Go on, place. Go on, place. Go on. No, okay. He like wanted to, and then he was like, no, I feel like he's camera shy. I feel like that's what it is. Oh, and then we got some more giraffes in bar form. Another rectangle. There's a lot of pieces in here, my goodness. And then I feel like we have some even larger pieces. So we got some of the pink elephants on large, large triangles, large half square triangles, and then some of the giraffes in large triangles. Hey Eric, welcome. I didn't see you pop in. Welcome to the live stream. I'm trying to figure out where to put all this. Let's move that up there. And then I think, I can do this. So with the Stich-it kits, you basically can create whatever you want. There's no right or wrong answers. I also got some stickers, a block of the month for July, and then a thank you and instructions on how to sew a scrunchie. So that's what Auntie L says. She looks good for 75, doesn't she? She does look pretty good for 75. So that's all that's in, and by all, I mean like there's a lot in here. I don't remember how many pieces of fabric you have in these, but it's a lot. Like my whole tabletop is covered. If I have the overhead view, I would be able to show you. But there's a lot in here, and there's a lot that you can do with it because the options are kind of endless. You can make a 12 by 12 size block. You could make a table runner. You could make a bag. You could make a panel for a bag. There's a lot of things that you can do with all these different things. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Eric says, hello, hello. You're looking very tropical festive today. Thank you so much. I love this shirt. I really love this shirt a lot. It's that really soft and kind of thin, silky material, so it's perfect for summer. So what are we going to do? I don't know. But what am I going to start with? I really feel like I want to start with, I have a perfectly framed elephant here, so I feel like I'm going to start off with that. I had to check my microphone for a second. And then I feel like I want to make some maybe half square triangles with it. Maybe. I don't know. There's so many things that you could do with it. Maybe if I do half square triangles, let's see. Or I could do, this is the fun part. You just get to play and kind of see what is created. I don't want to do that because I don't want to put a print right next to a print. But I think if I maybe want to do, I could probably do, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So many decisions. So many decisions, so little time. Flicky Cheeky says, I have two mini and a super in Ian's Piazza color way. It is too tempting and it didn't sell out. I think these are a fun box. These are beautiful fabrics, aren't they, Laura Lynn? I love them. I know, the lion is in the triangle. Where did the lion go? Look at this. Look at this. What is this? What is he doing? What are you doing? You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, but I love you. The funny thing was when I started broadcasting, not realizing that I wasn't actually broadcasting, I gave him a treat and he was eating his treat. So y'all missed that, unfortunately. But Yolanda asked, "What are you making?" And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know what I'm making because I am working with the Stich-it kit, and it is basically a choose your own adventure. What? I don't know what he's doing. He does that, and I don't know what's happening. Yes, the lion. Yeah, look at the perfectly framed lion right there. I love it. And so I'm just kind of creating whatever I want with it, and I think I'm going. No, leave it alone. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some half square triangles. I secretly started a half square triangle before the live today because I needed to test to make sure that Sylvia was well prepped and ready. I don't know. Was well prepped and ready to go, make sure that she was sewing well. So I did sew a half square triangle before I started today. So I think I'm going to continue working on making some half square triangles using these two fabrics. So I'm going to create 3 more of them. I'm picking my blue fabric and my kind of peachish orange fabric from the fairy dust. So I'm going to keep running in that direction, and we're going to see what we make. Flicky Chicky is working on a square in a square in a square right now. Had to piece the starting square, but it all worked out. Goodness gracious, that sounds like a lot of work. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here, and I need to remember, because I'm working with Sylvia, I need to remember to hold down my tails whenever I'm getting started. I always forget because on my Bernina machine, obviously it is computerized and, you know, newer, and I totally forget about having to hold the tails to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. And then I end up losing my pieces sometimes. Or my tails. I end up losing the tails sometimes. So yesterday, I stopped off at the fairgrounds for the State Fair of Texas because I dropped off my Daydreamer quilt. I dropped off my Daydreamer quilt because I have entered it into the quilt contest, the State Fair judging contest thing. What is it officially called? The State Fair competition? I don't know. Creative arts competition. I did drop off my quilt for judging, so cross your fingers that I get a ribbon. I would love to win a blue ribbon at the State Fair of Texas. I think that would be pretty awesome and have it displayed during the fair. But for now, that is, you know, we'll have to see if that ends up happening or not, but I would love for that to happen. We will see. All right. I almost went to push. I have a muscle memory of pushing the thread cutter, and obviously the featherweight does not have a thread cutter. So yeah, that's not how that works at all. Whoops. Katie says, Ian, you know that the block the block of the month, you could use that as the base style of the quilt. That is absolutely correct. I could use, because it does have a block of the month in here. So if I wanted to, I could make a block of the month block like that. But I think I'm just gonna keep free-forming it a little bit and have, you know, play around with it a little bit. Let's see. Do it that way. I had to think for a second because I'm like, which way does this go? So yeah, cross your fingers that my quilt wins a ribbon. I would love for that to happen. I was a little surprised though, because I have only entered my quilts into quilt shows, like just quilt shows, nothing else. And so I was a little kind of surprised when I went to drop my quilt off yesterday, because I'm used to quilt shows where you have to like put it in basically like a pillowcase, and you know, they handle it with white gloves and all this kind of stuff. And these ladies, nothing against them, not criticizing in any stretch of the imagination, but it was just kind of a little jarring because they literally are like flopping the quilts onto the table and throwing them open and measuring them and then folding them back. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I had brought a box, I had brought a plastic bag, I had brought a pillowcase because I didn't know exactly what they needed or wanted. And so it was a little jarring to be like, oh, okay. You know, so it was a new experience for me. So yeah, it was a little different, let's see here, looking at the comments again. Cindy says, happy to see you. Was sorry if I was in the wrong place. No, Cindy, that was my fault. Something went wrong with the software, and I thought I had set it up where I would be going live on that event, and then it, for some reason, didn't work. I don't know what happened or why, but I'm just glad that you're here now. All right, so next, I think I'm gonna build out some things. Let me move my laptop just a hair. I'm building over here. I need more space. I need more space for everything. I also don't have an iron, so yeah, makes it a little harder to lay things out, but we're gonna do our best. I also have the fan all the way up because it is very, very hot today. Right? Yeah, exactly. Kelly says, or no, who said that? Teresa says, that sounds like Leo's quilt. You are absolutely right. It does kind of feel like that, where they were kind of throwing things around a little bit, and I was not expecting that. But, you know, that's apparently their process. No tea, no shade to them at all. I was just, you know, a little startled by it, to say the least, because I've only worked, when I go to QuiltCon, I like to volunteer to do the takedown of the quilts, and they are very strict on, you need to make sure to wash your hands before you touch the quilts. You need to make sure that you're wearing white gloves. You need to do, you know, X, Y, and Z, which totally appreciate. Don't mind that at all. But it was just a little surprising when I went to the fair and they're just kind of flopping them around a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. That's not what I expected, but all right, got it. That's apparently like how it works here. So it was just different, right? It was just different and not what I thought I thought I knew what quilt shows do. And granted, the shows that I go to, those are quilt shows. This is a state fair where they're taking in crocheting, they're taking in knitting, they're taking in photography, they're taking in everything under the sun, cooking, you know, canning and cooking items. So, you know, I get it. It was just a little surprising, you know? Just a little surprising. I sure hope this is 1/4 of an inch. I have my guide on here, and I believe I set it to 1/4 of an inch, but I don't remember for sure. Whoops. And of course, I don't have any measurement devices at the moment, so I can't see if it actually is 1/4 of an inch. I'm pretty sure I left it at 1/4 of an inch when I futzed around with it last. No, don't go on it. There, okay. There we go. This is the last one, this is the middle one, and that's the top one. Rochelle says, hi Ian and chat, house sitting, love the colors of your shirt, Ian, very brilliant. Yes, I am house sitting. I'm going to be going home very soon, later today. In fact, I'm going to be going back to my house because my friends are going to get back into town. But I am house sitting at this very moment and have been house sitting for a few days now, and we'll go back home tonight. But anywho, still hoping for a blue ribbon. That would be pretty amazing. Although if I do get a blue ribbon, I'm going to have to move myself up from a artist to artisan to master, because a lot of shows, if you've won 2 or more blue ribbons, they move you from the artisan category up into the master category. So that will change. That will change the category I'm typically in. Kelly's supposed to get rain today. Lucky you. I don't know if I'm doing this right or not. Donnell says, man, Ian, you came in completely unprepared. Just remember, if it's not 1/4 of an inch, then at least it is consistent, and that is more important. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I may continue just stitching this whole Stich-it box using my featherweight, so that way my seams are consistent all the way through. That is maybe what is going to happen. I love how she sounds. She sounds so good. She sounds so good. Kelly is gonna go put the laundry in the dryer. Have fun. Karen says, I find that lining up the fabric on the number 2 on the plate works as a 1/4 inch. I don't see a number 2. My plate doesn't have any markings on it, so I don't have a good way. I know that when because I bought this magnet off of Temu, and when it came in, I remember I had a 1/4 inch ruler that I was able to test it out with, and I feel like I lined it up the way I needed it to be. So if it's not, no big deal. Auntie L says it's 102 and not even noon yet. I feel you on that. It is 102 here as well. All right, so, whoops, that's not the way it goes. There we go. I don't have my iron, so I can't iron it out, but let's see. Do the bars? No, the bars are shorter. Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. Well, we're just gonna sew these together. So I'm gonna press these, I'm gonna finger press this top one out. Then I'm gonna finger press these in, so that way I can nest these seams when I put them together. So I'm gonna just get these all lined up. There we go. Just like that, I think. Keep forgetting to hold my tails. Hold the tail. Woo! I'm like slipping and sliding and doing all kinds of stuff. All right, there we go. And it's a much smaller table space on my featherweight, so I'm kind of like not used to kind of juggling it so much, if you will. But I am juggling it just a little bit. All right. So how many of you are working on Carnival, and have you finished putting your first clue together? I cannot wait to start in on it. We're also getting a lot closer on Village Green, so I can't wait to see what that looks like when it all comes together. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Auntie L says the older featherweights didn't have markings on the plate. My 1938 doesn't, and my 1952 does. Yeah, this is a 48, and I don't have any markings on my plate at all, so I have to use the measurements on it. Not on it, but I have to go. I'm pretty sure that magnet that I put on is at the quarter inch. Katie says, Ian, I am 7 away from the 300 sub mark. How cool is that, everyone? That's awesome. Don't forget to go check out Katie's channel. You can click on in the chat right now, and if you're watching this on the replay and have the chat enabled, you can click on her on her picture and head over to her profile and see her channel. And then subscribe. Auntie L, I got Bomb Pop colorway, but have not started it yet. Flicky Cheeky says I got a small petting zoo, but only the top part. Jackie said mine came in last night. Katie says that her carnival has not yet arrived. Karen says, I love the sound of my featherweight, but the tension is off a bit. Fabric keeps gathering. Erg. I totally know about tension, dealing with tension issues. I love Sylvia a lot, but she gives me headaches sometimes because her tension is very finicky. So I have to really, really play with it sometime to get the desired stitch. But that's okay. She gives me headaches, but I still love her. I also am using the original pedal, so sometimes I do have a modifier on the pedal that allows me to not have to like rest my foot on that peg. If you've ever seen a featherweight original pedal, you know that there's that stationary peg on it that can make it kind of hard to use sometimes. Because we're not used to that kind, you know, we're used to like car pedals where you put your foot down and start going, but hers, all featherweights, at least with the original pedal, have kind of a weirder pedal. So I do have a modifier to make it just like the pedals we're used to of today. I got off Etsy, probably paid too much, but I liked it a lot and it seemed like it was going to do the job well. Tracy says, Ian, are you puppy sitting? I sure am. I am puppy and house sitting, although I go back home this evening. But Dexter's hanging out on the concrete right now. Their house has concrete floors, and so Dexter loves to go lay in summer, go lay on those concrete floors. So that's where Dexter is at the moment. Excellent. Sorry, I had to leave early. Nice dinner and visit with the neighbors, though. That's awesome. Karen says, I put together my first clue on the same day I got it. I'm doing a teacup. Excellent. Are the carnival clues shipping throughout the week for this one? So, Flicky Chicky, My understanding is that all clues should go out on Friday from this point forward. So the last Friday of every, last Friday of every month, Carnival Clues should ship. This time, because Cotton Cuts was offering the upfront kits where you could get all of your pieces all at once, they got a little behind and were not able to fulfill the orders like they normally do and getting them out on Friday. And so unfortunately they were a little behind in getting those out and getting those going. So from this point forward, all clues should ship out on Fridays like normal. We'll have to see what Clue 2 does though. Well, you know, I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that works out. And now that they've gotten the big kits out of the way, they don't have to worry about those so much. So, all right, here is what I came up with for the block. I think I'm gonna add some more to it though. I like it, but I wanna make it a little bit bigger. Michelle says, hi Ian, I love that fabric, so do I. It's Tula Pink, so wouldn't you know that I tend to love the fabrics. Okay, let's see. I wonder, so I'm gonna play some more with some design. What do I want to do? Thank you, Katie. Tracy says, not too bad now that I know the trick. Mostly a beautiful stitcher. I even free motion on it. Wow, you free motion on it? Hey, Sobecca. Sobecca pops in and says, better late than never, right? Absolutely. Thanks for joining on, Becca. Let's do some more piecing. What size is this, do you think? I don't know what size this is. Do I want to make another block, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of a good size. I feel like this is about 6 inches. Maybe a little longer? I don't know. What do you think? Should I add some more to this and make it a little bigger, or should I keep this block and start in on a new one? Tell me in the chat. I know it's going to take about 30 seconds for what I just said to get out to y'all. So while you are getting that message, I'm going to sit here and think on if I want to do some more play. See, there's 3 of those. There's 3 of those. Feel like maybe... I feel like I want to start a new block. So I think I'm going to start a new block. Keep it and start a new one. Keep it and make a new one. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to keep it as it is. I see your comments coming in. Everyone's saying keep it as is. So I'm going to set this one aside, and we're going to start a new block. I am going to now work with our little bar pieces. And I'm looking to see which piece I want to kind of pull from. I think I want this one. I feel like I want this one. It has a nice big flower on it. So we're going to go with that one. We're going to do the lion, because the lion is just so well perfectly framed on this one. And I'm going to put the lion in the center, I think. And then we have our giraffe. So let me see if I have one in here that has a perfectly framed giraffe. I don't think I do, but let's see if maybe one might pop up. No. I don't have a perfectly framed giraffe, so I'm going to work off of this one. My lion, that first lion, is perfectly framed. I see why Tula did not want to make strips of these because they are harder to make strips of. Do, 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 do. So Becca, has Dexter enjoyed any spicy beetles today? So not today, thankfully. I did take so when I was hanging out in the pool the other day, Dexter was, of course, trying to eat the spicy sky raisins, aka the like wasps, any type of wasp or bee that was flying around. So thankfully has not tried to eat any of those today, but my goodness, what a silly boy he is sometimes. What a silly boy he is. Jalapeno sky raisins. Yep. Let's see. I don't want to do that. I want to do half square triangles. I like the idea of half square triangles. So we're going to do half square triangles. If I do these. It's fun to play and see what you can make with all of these shapes. All right, let's do this. Do you like my song that I'm making up on the fly, just like I'm making up these blocks on the fly? Yeah, no jalapeno spicy sky raisins for him today, thankfully. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's hope it stays that way. Woo, slow down. Slow it down. Oh, man. Let's see. If I remember correctly, I'll talk about this again at the end, but I believe I'm not going to go live next Sunday. I'm actually going to be live next Saturday, if I remember correctly. I will be live next Saturday at the Plano Quilt Show. And I will be doing a live broadcast from there, showing off all the beautiful quilts that I see there. So be on the lookout for that. I will not be posting a pre-schedule. I'm literally just going to go live whenever I feel the availability and can do it. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that way it will give you the notification when I go live, and you can check out the show with me while I'm hanging out at the show in Plano. And yes, my quilt is in the show there, so cross your fingers that I win another ribbon. Let's see here. Tracy says, my family thought I was crazy when I called flies sky raisins. No, you are not crazy, because that's what I call them. I call them spicy sky raisins. I call snakes danger noodles. The bears are forest puppies. What else? There's a whole set of memes out there of different what you can call the different danger and maybe not so dangerous things. Like raccoons, they're not poisonous, dangerous, or venomous, but people call them trash pandas. So let's see. You can snowball the rectangles. I don't know what snowball means, actually. Eric says, I thought I was the only one that sings in quilts and makes up silly songs. Not in the least. Every time I'm in the kitchen making salad, I go to dinner salads to go with dinner. My pit ball comes running into the kitchen and I have to give her a couple slices of cucumbers. That's cool. Do I like this? I think I do. I think I do like it. Playing around. Or does that look like a mistake? Maybe that looks like a mistake. Yeah, we're going to keep them all the same way. Rochelle says, Ian, are you still working on your FPP project, The Forest? I have finished that one. If you go check out my June vlog, recapping everything that I did in June, you should see the final result in that video. I am waiting to get it over to my quilter for her to work on. So that one has officially been wrapped up, at least on my end, until I get it back from her, from the quilter. From the quilter. Danger Noodles! Oh, how cool. Katie says, so on the 20th of this month, I get to meet my third American quilter. How fun. That'll be a great visit for you. I apologize if it is taking me a little longer to read comments. They are smaller than normal, and I'm having to really focus on reading them. So I apologize if you see me kind of like squinting and trying to... I don't need readers yet. But it's just a very small font, so it's harder for me to read. Skunks are perfume kitties. Oh my gosh, I had not heard that one before. That is hilarious. Perfume kitties. Oh yes. Okay, I will be using that from this point forward. Look, it's a perfume kitty. That's kind of amazing. I love that. I love that. Perfume kitty. Crystal says, I call snakes nope ropes. Yup. I honestly do not have a problem with snakes. I don't, like, as long as they are not venomous, I'm typically okay with them. They will startle me, like if you're out and doing yard work and stuff like that and come across one, it will startle me, but I'm not scared of it. Unless it is a venomous one, and then I'm like, nope, 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 nope. I am noping out of that situation real hard. Real hard. So there was this one time when I was in high school, and I went outside to use the garden hose, and it had one of the sprayer nozzles on it. And so I grabbed the sprayer nozzle and I was, turned on the water and started spraying and watering and all that kind of stuff. And then the flow of the water just kind of stopped. It just went, and it was just like trickling out. And I'm like, what in the world happened? And I was like, okay, that's weird. And so I unscrewed it. I was like, maybe there's something blocking it. And I look up and couldn't see anything. When I turned the water back on, the water was coming out of the hose just fine. There was no kinks or anything like that. And I was like, well, that's weird. Okay, whatever. And so then I screwed the thing back on and tried it again, and it was still just like drops coming out. I'm like, what is going on? And so I ran inside. I grabbed a flashlight. I was like, okay, I'll shine it up there. There's got to be something blocking it. I shine the light up there. I see scales. And I'm like, oh, that's a snake. That's definitely a snake. So I put it down and walked away and was like, hey, Mom, I think a snake is in the garden hose. And so what I think happened was the snake was chilling. The garden hose had been on the ground, and I'm pretty sure the snake had climbed in there because water and dark and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, he probably crawled up there. I turned on the water. It shot him or her into the top of the nozzle. And unfortunately, it didn't survive. So we ended up just throwing that nozzle away and buying a new one. Becky says, I love your baby singer. I'm sure it's easier to carry around different places. It absolutely is. When I house sit, I love to bring her because she is so much easier to manage than having to bring my ginormous. I do love my 770 in Bernina, but my featherweight is perfect for traveling. Never thought about it that way, Kelly. Fleeky Cheeky says, we have rattlers here. At least they're polite and give you a warning. Absolutely. I would, a million times over, want an animal to give me a warning that it's there, because I will leave it alone. I promise you, I will leave it alone. What's funny is my apartment recently has started to have like an uptick in spiders. I have no problem with spiders, unless, again, they're venomous. If they're venomous, they die. If they are just harmless spiders, I don't mind them at all. When I was in Oregon, my Airbnb, I was packing my stuff up, about to check out for the day, and I looked down at my phone charger and I noticed that there was a pretty big, like, jumping spider. I don't know if that was officially it, but there was like a jumping spider hanging out on the charger itself. And I just kind of looked at it and I'm like, oh, hi, it's good to see you. I'm packing my stuff up, so I'm gonna need to unplug my charger pretty soon. If you don't mind, could you go ahead and move somewhere else? I don't wanna have to move you or disturb you, so I'm gonna go get some other things done. If you would just kindly move, I will, grab my charger and be on my way. And it was funny because I did that. I said that, and I went and did some other things. And when I came back to grab my charger, it was no longer there. It moved up the wall. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I was able to unplug everything and, get the rest of my stuff going. So am I crazy? I'm crazy, aren't I? I'm probably crazy. But it moved, so, it's kind of awesome. Constance says, nice to catch a live with you. It's been a while. Hello, welcome. It has been a while, hasn't it? The featherweight is great for traveling, but I find that it is just slower than I'm used to. Yeah, I definitely noticed that I'm faster on my Bernina, because I do have to remind myself to do things like hold the tails, and I can't just hit the auto cutter to cut the threads and all that kind of stuff. So I do find myself being a little slower than normal on it, but honestly, that's no big deal. No big deal. It makes traveling a whole heck of a lot easier, and I don't have to worry about lugging my big Bertha around whenever I need to do some sewing when I'm not at home. Now, if I'm going to a retreat or something, I would definitely bring my Bernina. But since I was just here for like the weekend, like it doesn't make sense for me to lug my Bernina with me, Oh, I was like, where'd it go? Oh, right. I need to cut this one first before I move on to that one. But yeah, on my Bernina, I don't need to hold down the tails because I find that it does just fine, without that. But I also sliced my finger yesterday. I kind of filleted the finger a little bit, so I'm having to be a little gingerly with my index finger on my left hand. Flicky Chicky says, I love bats, but not during the day. Flicky Chicky, I love bats very, very much. They are one of my favorite animals. They're just awesome. They are just freaking amazing, and I love bats. One of my favorite animals. Absolutely one of my favorite animals. If I was to ever own a home, I would definitely put a bat house on the outside. Of course, I would prefer that they did not come inside my home, you know, for obvious reasons. But I would do if they did come into my house, I would do my absolute best to make sure that they were relocated back outside and did everything that I could to try and not hurt it. It's supposed to go this way or that? I think which one did I do? I did it towards the little half square triangle. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I definitely filleted my finger and a little bit, and I feel like I have liquid Band-Aid at home that'll be perfect to put on it. So once I get home this evening, I'm gonna. Allison, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Is this going the right way? Yes. Oh, I sewed it the wrong way on that side, but that's okay. We are not going for perfection, we're going for completion. Donnell says Spider Whisperer. I don't know about that, but I wanted to make, like, I don't want to hurt spiders unless, again, if they're venomous, you're dead. Donna says spiders bad. I hate walking into or feeling the webs. So when I worked at a theme park, especially during the spring, I would come in to work in the morning, and they would go crazy overnight making their webs, and it was a very common occurrence to walk through many webs as you were getting the day started at the theme park. So yeah, that happened pretty frequently. Kelly says, my dad has clubbed a snake to death with a 7-iron before. I hope it was a venomous. I keep saying poisonous. Plants are poisonous. Animals and insects are venomous. Keep messing that up. Most outside critters don't bother me, but that's years of search and rescue. Very cool. Bat condos. Oh, I love it. Bat condos. Have you been to Austin to see the bats? Yes, I have. I have been to Austin and watched the bats take off. That's pretty awesome. Oh my God, even Daddy Longlegs. I'm screaming and freaking out. Daddy Longlegs are, first of all, they're not spiders. That's the coolest part. They're not actual spiders. They are insects, not arachnids. When they clump up into the thing, I'm like, ugh, that does give me the heebie-jeebies, but I leave them alone and don't bother them. There's that. Rochelle says, I got married on a boat in Austin that gives bat cruises. How cool. Yeah, absolutely, Flicky Chicky. Bats outside. Bats stay outside. Sheila, welcome. I think you're here. Where are you? I see everybody saying hello, Sheila. So I'm assuming that Sheila's here. Hello, welcome. Yes, it was a rattler. Perfect. Dead with a 7-iron, good with that. All right, so here's another block that I made. What do you think, guys? I think it came out pretty cool. I don't know what size these are, but I really like it. It's kind of like offset and different, and it looks to be about the same size as the one I just made. It is the same size as the one I made. So here we have 2 blocks so far that I used the Stich-it kit for. Look at that. Love it. Katie says, when I would ride my horse through the rows of pine tree stands, there would be banana spiders that would make their webs across the rows. Yeah, absolutely. Karen, hi, welcome. Thank you guys, appreciate it. All right, so that's another block. Let's see, what else can I make? Looking at my pieces, I want to do something a little different now. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'd love to have a fruit bat. I think they look like dogs with wings. You are right. Yes, I totally agree with that. Fruit bats, flying foxes, they're adorable. I just want to hold one. I've talked about this on my channel before. I would love to like volunteer at a bat rescue. Because they're just, I know you don't touch them and you don't get to hold them and all that kind of stuff, but like, they're just so cute. And then I follow hey Tracy, I follow some content creator on, I think it's Facebook, and they are a bat rescue, and you see their cute little faces. Oh, I love it, I love it. Karen says dollar bills are 6 inches. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Unfortunately, I don't have a dollar bill on me, so that won't work. But that's good to know in the future. Kelly says, I'm going to head out and have lunch and watch Ian's vlog. See you later, Kelly. Thanks for joining me today. Eric says, I don't mind spiders or snakes, but lizards, I will run like a screaming schoolgirl. I guess you shouldn't go to Becca's house and hold the bearded dragon, huh? Okay, so I want to do a bigger block, or maybe not necessarily a bigger block, but I want to play around a little bit with maybe making something else. Constance says, I'm building my collections of Tula. It's so perfect, animal lover, and loving her creativity in designs of fabric. Absolutely. I will say, though, I'm not a huge, like, I like animal. The next one, the animal lover, I think is the name of the collection. But I'm not, like, if I found a good price on it or whatever, I would get it. But I'm not seeking that one out. So, I don't know. Yes, flying foxes are adorable. They really are. Stinking cute. Love them. Love them. Let's see here. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's just make these. Constance asked, are you on vacation? It looks peaceful and quiet. I am not on vacation. I'm house sitting. And since I work remotely, I can work from anywhere that has an internet connection, basically. My friends get back later today, and so I'm going to be going back home later this evening. So that's the up and up on what's going on. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong one. Wrong one. I meant to grab this one. Tracy says, I'm standing here cutting blocks, and you said, hello, Tracy. I looked up and said, hi. I know you were talking to me. You weren't talking to me. Maybe I was talking. Did you say something a moment ago? Because I may have been talking to you. Well, now I will talk. I will talk to you now. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Love the fabric. I'm building up my collection of her fabric. The Deja Vu Coven line, whatever it's called, is tempting. Oh, it's so good. I love that one. I have not gotten anything of that one yet, and that's on my list to get. The cameos are great. I love the cameos in that collection. It's interesting too, though, but you see the change in style that Tula has done over the years. So it's kind of cool to see what that looks like. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but I did. No, I did want to do that. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I did want to do that. See you later, Karen. Go have fun with, she's going to go heading to lunch with my family. See you on the replay. Hello from the past, future Karen. All right. Somebody asked me, I think it was last weekend, about the the prints that Tula did. And if I was going to get any, unfortunately, I did not get any, but that is okay. They were cool. They just weren't my favorite. I would have gotten one of the lion, I think. If I could just get a single one, I probably would have gotten one of just the lion. But it wasn't like, I didn't need to spend the money on that. So I'm not terribly upset that I didn't get one, but you know, if it, I don't know. If I had won the lottery, it would have been nice to get one. Tracy says, hi, Ian. I hadn't posted anything, but just got a good laugh. Thank you. You're very welcome, and I'm glad that you're here. And I hope your project is going well. Ooh, I should make some flying geese with this as well. I just thought of that. I'll make that's the next one I'll do. I'll make some flying geese. Totally forgot I could do that. Okay, working on petting zoo. Have to get the color guide out. Make sure to take a picture of it and put it on your phone. Oh, this will work perfectly, I think. Nope. Yeah, just like that. I'm going to do it just like that. I'm doing very boxy things because I forgot about... How stupid is this? I forgot how, like, flying geese. Duh, flying geese. Totally forgot. Totally forgot about the flying geese. Could do the flying geese thing. That's fine. I didn't notice until Tula showed her line drawings for what she was selling. There's a little fly. Oops. There's a little fly on. Do you see it right there? Right there. That's a little fly. See it right there? There's a little fly on the lion pattern. How funny is that? That's not right. There we go. This needs to go like this. No, I don't like that. So I'm playing over here. You can kind of see behind my water bottle here. I'm sitting here playing with the design and seeing what I want to do with the design. So if I do this, yeah, I like that. We're gonna go with that. Let's do that. Do. Yes, you're welcome, Blue's Clues. It happens. It happens sometimes. Just ignore it. It's fine. Oh boy. And with these, I try very hard not to stretch them out. It is a little harder on my featherweight for me not to stretch these out. I try, it's easier on my Bernina because I feel like I don't have to guard it so much. Bernina just kind of pulls it in and does what it needs to do, but I'm trying very hard to make sure that I don't end up like pulling the fabric on this. But it still happens sometimes, and that's okay. Susie K says, I'm late as usual. Have a young man, high school age, power washing my driveway and walkways. Love the colors you're working with. Tula has a great color palette. Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Hopefully it is not too hot for that nice young gentleman. I mean, here it's 104, so obviously I wouldn't want somebody power washing my sidewalks. Hopefully it's not too hot, but good for them. Constance says, I've watched some of Tula's videos, tutorials about her lines and how she creates them. There are quite a few hidden things that you don't see until you really look for them. Absolutely. I love the little things that she hides in them. The trash panda, I thought it was hilarious the way that she hid so many, like a rotten banana peel and, you know, all these different things into that. So thought it was pretty cool. Pretty neat. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna line these up. And nest right there. Get that lined up. Sorry, I'm focusing kind of hard for half a second here. Forgot to talk. I forgot to talk and tell y'all what I'm doing. Which wouldn't be a horrible thing if I weren't on YouTube. You know, since I'm on YouTube, it's kind of helpful for me to talk y'all through what's going on and what I'm doing, but... Ooh, I didn't hold the tails on that one. Hopefully that stays the way I need it to. Pull this. These are slightly warping a little bit, but that's okay. Just take it nice and slow. Dang it. Get in there. There we go. It also, the featherweight obviously doesn't have an automatic stop in the down position, so I always have to like be very careful when I'm stopping and moving the presser foot, because I'm like, oh right, I can't pick up my needle right now because it is in the up position, or I can't pick up my presser foot right now because it is in the up position. Ness is here. Hello, everyone, she says. This week I finished the rainbow zigzag quilt top, and the final is about 98 by 101. Oops. Goodness gracious, you do like those big quilts, don't you? Ness sent me, like long ago when I was just starting quilting, she sent me a picture of one of the quilts she worked on. She didn't realize how big she made it. She sent this picture of her laying on top of her quilt top, and it's just like all around her. It was great. It was really, really great. Hey, oh no, it's a little bit smaller. Oops. I was gonna be like, hey, look, it's the same size. It's actually just a hair smaller than the 2 blocks that I made. Oops. So there's another one. Let's see here. Looking at everybody's comments. Constance, do you find getting started on paper piecing difficult? I want to try it, but I need to find more tutorials. Constance, I have a tutorial video on my channel here. If you go to my main page, it's saved under my favorites playlist. There are 3 videos in that playlist right now, and one of them is how to do FPP, foundation paper piecing. Highly recommend you check that out and see if that's for you, because there is a free download that you can use, and it works with very simple fabrics, and it's super easy and a great way to get started. And then on that one, also with that, Becca has a video on how to do freezer paper FPP, and then you can see, like, if you want to do regular foundation paper piecing FPP, or if you want to do freezer paper FPP, and see which one works best for you. Ines says, I like big quilts and I cannot lie. Flicky Chicky says, my B triangle right now is a trash panda hugging an apple core. How cute. Flicky Chicky's making a king-sized hexie with the Tula Coven line. So this one is slightly smaller. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but as you can see, like this one's just slightly smaller than the other blocks that I made. So I'll have to figure out how to rectify that. I don't know. But I'm gonna move on to another block. I'm going to make flying geese for this one because I just realized that I can make flying geese. Duh. Duh. Let's see. I don't think... Can I make it out of this one? Oh, I could. I could make it out of this one. I can make big flying geese. What size does this come out to? Okay, it would come to this odd size instead of my full-sized one, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that one, but I am going to do some regular size flying geese. Donnell says, I truly hate when buying a layer cake that is supposed to be 10 inches square and then they measure 9 3/4 inch. It's so frustrating. Jan says, trim the other blocks. I may do that, but if I do that, that would mean that I would lose my points. Like this one, I would lose my points out here on the edge, and I don't know that I want to do that. So, not a big deal. I just didn't quite realize the math didn't math, letting me know that there was going to be a problem. Yeah, no? All right, let's do... do some of these. I think I'm gonna make some flying geese using these. Yeah, that works. I can do that. There we go, got it started. And then I'm gonna go, let's see. What do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I'm just playing around. And seeing what sticks. It's the fun part about these Stich-it kits is it like literally is just, you know, do whatever you want, see what happens. Worst case scenario, you seam rip. You know? There we go. Whoops. This chair like pops and it scares me each time it does it. Inez said, you inspired Ian. I started because of you and now I have I'm 3 quilts in. I'm so glad. Susie, I know that if you're working on lavender, Cotton Cuts put out a post on their Facebook page. Lavender has officially made it into America, and they are waiting for the fabric to get from the distribution place to them. So they are hoping to send out lavender this month. They apologize greatly for the delay and the not being able to get what they needed. So they're very sorry for that. But hopefully they are close to getting y'all the clues that you need. It was such a shame to hear that they got hit with the supply chain issues like every other industry And that's what happened. If you don't know what I'm talking about, those who are doing lavender for Village Green, unfortunately, some of the fabric for lavender ended up not like they were out of that fabric basically, and they were waiting for it on cargo ships, if I understand correctly. And so finally, those cargo ships have unloaded, and they are now hopefully getting those pieces of fabric to everybody that everybody's been needing. So stay tuned, watch your mail. Hopefully it'll be here this week. Sometimes I get a little too fast on the pedal. I just bought the fabric from a local shop and cut 6 to match the others small 6 I have. All right. All right, I'm going to set this block here because I want to measure. That's what I thought. Okay, perfect. All right, so I have 2 flying geese. Rochelle asks, blues are your favorite colors, Ian? Yes, blue is my favorite color. Love all sorts of shades of blue. So, yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy do. Eric says, just sew and play and see where it takes you. That is absolutely correct. Love being able to do that. All right, so if I want to do... Oh, I could do... Let's see here. Oh, interesting. How would I do this? I'm playing around with layout and seeing if there's a way to do what I want to do. I don't think there is. I think I have to do it another way. Because I think I would have to do a Y seam if I did it this way. Okay, that's okay. That is okay. So if I do this and I do this. So I'm playing over here on the side. You can kind of see that I'm laying things out and seeing, you know, what would work, how. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. This is a perfect way to spend a very hot summer day here in Texas, inside and playing around with fabric. I almost, if it wasn't 106 degrees, I almost thought about doing the broadcast from outside. How funny would it have been if I had been like in the pool, like had a table in the pool, working on that? I know that's not realistic. You can't. Electricity and water don't play well together, kids. Don't do that. But I was thinking like, what if there was a way that I could do that? That would be pretty funny, wouldn't it? I come on live and y'all are like, what is going on? Karen says, I'm afraid to cut the one and only yard of my giraffe fabric from Tula. You are brave. Well, first of all, I didn't cut any of this. This already came pre-cut. But second of all, I have a hard time cutting into my Tula as well. So I feel you. Should there be a support group for us who have a hard time cutting into it? Guyscraft2 says, you always crack me up. Love your sense of humor. Oh, I could hand sew. I could hand sew in the pool. Could sit on a floaty and like do that. Absolutely, could do that. Yep, you are right, Flicky Cheeky. I absolutely could. Flicky Cheeky has done that in the hot tub. Interesting. I finished my gnome Halloween quilt today. I'm guessing I can work on binding some quilts, but I strongly dislike putting binding on. Binding is not my favorite, for sure. No, I don't like that. I want something different there. No, I kind of like that. And I have enough of them. Let's do that instead. Let's put the... Let's find an elephant. There we go. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there. Let's put this one up here. Donnell says, Ian, I thought you said that you despise hand sewing. Yes, you are right. I do despise hand sewing. But would I do it just for the laughter of doing it in a pool? Absolutely. I would absolutely do it. But yes, I despise hand sewing. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this block like this. Yeah, I would do it for the shock and awe value. What is he doing in a pool? Why is he sewing in a pool? Because it's fun. I don't know, do you think YouTube would let me get away with being topless on YouTube? I'm kidding. I crack myself up. The first couple of threads going. There we go. But yes, I do despise hand sewing. Ugh, hand sewing. Ugh. No thanks. No thanks. And I still have to hand sew. I have a mini quilt going into the North Texas Quilt Festival, and I have to hand sew the sleeve on that, and that's just, ugh, that's gonna be not fun. Not fun. Don't like it. Go. Flicky Cheeky says, send me the binding. I love it. I am not a fan of doing binding. I love to make it perfect, though, and I will glue baste the snarky out of it to make sure that it lays exactly how I want it to. Is that a word? Snark? Yeah, snarky's a word. Marie says, Ian hand sewing in the pool during a live. What could possibly go wrong? Yep. Yep. You're kind of right on that one. Kind of right on that one. Rochelle says, just don't stick the needle in the cushion. True. Karen says, I just finished hand sewing a sleeve for a wall hanging. It's not my favorite thing, but I enjoyed a little bit. Excellent. When I was putting the sleeve on my like full-size quilt for the Plano show, I mean, y'all saw me on here doing the live stream. It's not my favorite. It is not my favorite. If I can't do it by hand, I typically don't. If I can't do it by machine, I don't typically do it. What's happening? Uh-oh, did I just break a thread? No? It's all there. I don't know what happened. It was acting a little funny. I don't know. It sounded like I had broken a thread, but I guess not. Don't know. What hand embroidery my quilt labels? I think you meant to say that you hand embroider your quilt labels. Pretty sure that's probably what you meant with that. And if that's the case, then good on you, because holy cow. Holy cow. Jackie says, Ian, I could just see you sinking the floaty in the pool. Yep. Yup. Change your name to the Soggy Quilter. Y'all are cracking me up. Cracking me up, guys. Tracy says, I can visualize it right now. You with a big floppy hat for shade and a big white stripe of zinc on your nose for protection and a flamingo floaty with the water wings. Yep, absolutely. That's exactly what would happen. That's exactly how I would do that. You know me far too well. I have to say, though, I haven't been getting into the pool until like late in the afternoon because it is just so gosh darn hot during the day to even like get, it's basically bath water during the day. And so I haven't really been getting in the pool until after the sun starts to set. It's just too gosh darn hot. Yeah, no? Dexter's over there snoring. Well, don't do that, don't do that. Sometimes the fabric tries to jump above the presser foot, and so I'm having to go through and adjust it and make sure that it doesn't do that. We love you just the way you are. Oh, thank you. Hey, how are you? Around to it? I want to see anyone getting on a flamingo floaty. Flicky cheeky, meanwhile, I crank the hot tub up and sit in that until I'm boiled like a lobster. Not here, not right now. It is far too hot for that right now. All right, which way? This one's going, oh, they're both going the same way. Okay. Cool. I don't know if that's what I meant to do, but cool. So these need to go the opposite direction. Finger press this. Anyone getting on a floaty I find hilarious. Most of the time, a disaster. Well, we're talking about me, so yeah. Disaster 101. I'd also have to get a boom mic because I wouldn't wear my I wouldn't wear this one into the water because we know I'm going in the water. We know it. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I would definitely need to be wearing a different, or have a boom microphone so that way it would not get wet. Because water and electricity are not best friends. They're not friends, don't do it. Oh, did you decide to wake up from your nap? Oh, he's jumping on the couch now. Yep, he's on the couch. He's like, yep, I woke up to move to the couch. He's such a good boy, though. Oh, I wish you could see him right now. He's all curled up on the couch. It's adorable. It's adorable. Adorable, I tell you. Ooh, I think I got that point right on the mark. There we go. All right. Get a waterproof mic. I would have to. I would have to. Flicky cheeky, it's now 101 here and I'm in sweatpants because the roommates have the AC on. I'm burning up and the AC is on still, so that's, your AC must work really well. Don't try this at home, kids. You could just sit on a floaty and talk to us, talk about goals and what you're working on. I could do that. All right. Ooh, this is a kind of a fun block. It's kind of a fun block. We've got some flying geese in it, but if you also see, like, there's this triangle right here, but if I flip the block upside down, look, there's the same triangle. Ooh, how fun is this? I like it. I don't know who that was just now. I'm sorry. I apologize. That'll never happen again. I don't know what that was. There we go. But there we go, look. Finished another block. And it kind of can go any which way you want it to. How fun is that? Christine says, hi, Ian from Australia. It is 5:46 on Monday morning. Hello to the future from the past, because it's 2:46 here in Central Standard Time. So there we go. I have made the royal we. I have made 4 blocks. Let's take a look at them again. This one's the smaller one that doesn't quite measure up to the rest of them. I may rip this one apart. I don't know. I may rip it apart and do something else with it. I haven't decided yet. But we have this one. We have Rochelle. Shh, it's fine. It'll never happen again. We have this one. And we have this one. 3 blocks done with the Stich-it kit that Katie sent to me. Again, thank you so much, Katie. I love it. Check out her channel, Sewing in Greenland. Sewing in Greenland? Sewing and Greenland? I think that's what her channel's name is. How bad am I not remembering? Go check it out. Go give it a subscribe. Yes, me and Dexter have made blocks. There you go. Perfect. So there we go. There are 4 blocks. Like I said, I may rip that. I may rip the big triangle block that I did because it doesn't measure up to the same as all the rest of them. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Could do some like sashing in between these and make a wall hanging, or could make a table runner, or I don't know. Can make all kinds of things. So that's the fun thing about the Stich-it kits. Go check them out. If you do purchase a Stich-it kit, let them know that I sent you over 2 cotton cuts. Greenland Quilter, thank you. Greenland Quilter. I'll get that name right at some point when I can remember it. So there we go. Pretty fun, right? Pretty fun little kits that you can buy. And bless you. I don't know if you heard him. He sneezed. But they're fun little kits. And I still have lots of fabric to do a whole bunch more with, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm sure I will figure it out. And I will probably do another live stream of this because it was fun, wasn't it? I liked it. I liked it. Katie says, "You're welcome. It was my pleasure." And the Stich-it kit, it was my pleasure to get the Stich-it kit to you. I really appreciate it. I really do. So let's talk about next weekend. Next weekend is... let me double check my calendar really quick. Yes, so next weekend is the Plano Quilt Show. I will be there the 12th. So if you are going to the Plano Quilt Show, make sure to say hello. I will be there Saturday, and I'm going to drop off my quilt on Tuesday, and then I've got to pick it up on Saturday. So I'm going to go to the show. I will do a live broadcast from the show. I will not be able to give a specific time, because I like to get the lay of the land, see what the quilts look like, look for myself for a little bit, look at the vendors, all that kind of stuff, and then I'll go live. So make sure, if you're not already, if the subscribe button down below is red, make sure to click on it and subscribe to my channel, and then don't forget to click the bell notification icon next to it so that way you get notified every time I go live or post a new video. And then also make sure to turn on the notifications on your mobile device. If they're turned on in YouTube but turned off on your device, then you won't get those notifications, so make sure to turn those on. So I will be live next Saturday, not Sunday. And then again, the following weekend, I will be live on Saturday because it will be the North Texas Quilt Festival, and I will be there again as well. So make sure to check me out then as well. Turn on those notifications. So for the next 2 weekends, the 12th and the 19th, I will be live on Saturday rather than my normal Sunday time slot. So make sure to check that out. Check all of that out. Ooh, somebody just, so yeah, that's what I got. Hope everybody has a great day. And remember, guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. See you all real soon.